Hello, today for review I've got yet another really awaited device. It's iBasso DC02. Well, portable USB digital to analog converter with headphones amplifier. Probably we can say it, or it's a dongle or piggytail adapter, so call it whatever you like. I already reviewed iBasso DC01, link will be in the description, but I will mention it a few times in this review. So iBasso DC01 was really good, but it required you to use balanced headphones cable because it was using dual AK4493 as digital to analog converter, and it was using 2.5mm balanced output. And DC02 is single-ended, so it's just 3.5mm, and surprisingly in this digital to analog converter they've decided to use AK4490 EQ. To be honest, I don't know what is the difference between 4493 and 4490, which one is better, which one is worse, and honestly, I don't care much about that, but here they've reduced power noticeably. DC01 is 1.99 volts RMS for 32 ohms load, and it was about 100 milliwatts of power, and this one is just 0.9 volts and it's 32 ohms load, and on calculator it's about 30 milliwatts, so power reduced drastically, but it will be enough for the portable in-ear monitors and for sensitive headphones, but I'll cover it probably a bit later. Of course, it supports high resolution, everything. Price is the same. DC01 and 02 costs about the same, maybe a few dollars difference, but I don't think it's really important. I don't know actually why, but in some shops now DC02 is sold for $75, but its price should be around $50. So what else I can say about it? Also, iBasso created special software for this digital to analog converter, as well as DC01 for better and for better volume control with more steps. So if you will be using it with Android smartphone, just download it. If I remember right, name is iBasso UAT or something like that, or UAC. So here it is, almost the same package as DC01, same design, same size. As you can see, just wire here is a bit simpler, because in DC01 they used 8 wires cable, and here just 4 wires. But anyway, I don't think it's really important to change something. It's really convenient. Plug this side to the smartphone and plug headphones here, and it's done, and actually it's working. So as you can see, it's basic, simple, but also you will have this adapter to use it with your laptop or PC. So basically everything that you will need to use. If your smartphone doesn't have USB-C, actually for Apple you can use Lightning to USB-C connector. I didn't test it, but based on the reviews in the internet it should work. Also, I didn't test with regular micro USB, but I think it also should be working too, but I'm not 100% certain here, of course. So I've attached it to the source. This time I will use iBasso own DX160. It's not really logical, because of course sonically DX160 is much better, but for the illustration purposes I think it's okay option. As you can see, here is blue LED indicator showing that device is working. I've installed iBasso UAC application, so basically it allows volume changing. It's fun because stock Mango player doesn't recognize this dongle and doesn't allow the volume control. But anyway, I think iBasso also thought that not many people will use this device with this dongle. And as you can see here, it's in the notification area for quick volume change. So almost the same way it will work with your smartphone or other source that you will be using. Of course, with PC it will require something like foobar or Nirvana for Mac. I basically tested mainly with Mac, and I really like the result. But also I've tested it with Samsung Galaxy S9, and you know, it's still working with my Samsung Galaxy, but actually there were feedback about DC01 that not all Galaxy S9 and S10 working with these dongles. But with mine is working, and few other people also said that it's working with their. And I don't know what is the difference and how can you find out are they working or not. So if you have some Samsung S9 or S10, probably it's a bit risky purchase. Otherwise, I didn't see any feedback that it's not working with other smartphones. Probably it's working with everything besides those two Samsungs. Also, I did a test of power consumption. I did same test with DC01, so basically 5 hours of FLAC files playback using UAPP on Samsung took about 25% of battery roughly, and with DC01 it took about 42% of battery. With DC02 it took about 36 or 37%, so basically power consumption higher than stock one, but doesn't differ much from the DC01. That's about the power. And about the sound, of course, it's a noticeable improvement over smartphone stock sound. Well, maybe not every single smartphone, but over, so let's call them regular smartphones, because of course there are some advanced options in the smartphone world. So it's a bit accented on lows and on treble, while DC01 is more natural, and resolving this one is making a slight accent on the bass and high frequencies, but of course it's not accent in terms of some spikes on the frequency response. It's just a bit of additional energy put there, creating more fun signature. So bass is slightly accented, it has normal resolution, it's hard to measure this resolution, it's not great, it's not bad, it's good, but this player also has a good resolution, but this player's resolution is better. So, well, let's say it's normal for its size and its price. It's better than smartphones one, and it will add more tightness, more punch to the low frequencies, and at the same time it's more natural than regular smartphones, because many smartphones prefer to add accent on the low frequencies, so it's sounding more natural and more natural. And mids are also has normal resolution, but the main improvement is depth and layering, so it will add more depth to the sound compared with regular smartphones. And also it's more resolving, of course, than average smartphones, and a bit better in representing emotions. And treble usually, on the treble you can expect better extension and more realistic overtones. So, it's a nice way to slightly boost sonic quality comparing with regular smartphones, but don't expect, some stellar performance. It's somewhere on the level of basically about $100 DACs like Shenlink M9 or FIO M5, but better DACs will be a bit better. But of course, difference isn't also big. Well, looks like I forgot to show you the examples. I've prepared them and I've selected them, but let's try something different, and now I will show you all three examples one by one. So for bass I've got Django soundtrack. I still think that it's the best Tarantino soundtrack. And 100 Black Coffins, nice rap track with periodic punches or kicks of big drum, and this dongle represents these kicks in a really natural and engaging way. At least, you know, this drum has more body than regular smartphones. Actually, for the mids, I've got a really good band that I really like. It's Threshold. It's a mix of progressive metal and thrash metal. They are pretty popular, but not as popular as, let's say, Dream Theater or any other band. So if you like good engaging heavy metal, it's a really good example. They are not too complicated to sound, you know, like Dream Theater, and at the same time they are not as primitive as traditional thrash metal bands. Of course, I'm speaking about primitive, relatively primitive. So, you know, you will have energy and drive and at the same time pretty complex tunes with interesting ideas. You know, sometimes I think about them like Annihilator, but Annihilator is a bit different. So, you know, it's a bit different approach to same genre. So, but actually track name is Slipstream, and it's a good example of heavy metal, engaging, catchy tune, energetic, and of course it requires good resolution on the mids, and this dongle gives that. And for the treble, the track that I've used a few times before, but it's one of the pioneers of ex-Yugoslavian rock music, Bijelo Dugme. Pozdrav tima ko isto voli Bijelo Dugme kako I ja sam. Sorry, I need to say hello. So, it's a track named Here Kad Ostariš, and I like this track as a treble test because there are a lot of bells and percussion here, and this percussion is recorded actually during remastering. This percussion was remastered to sound a bit sharper and a bit really close to the limit of normal level, and that's what allows this track to work as a test one. So if some gadget is too much on treble, it will sound too harsh and too thin, but this dongle passes this test pretty normally. Not super, but pretty okay. And a few words about the comparisons, because you know it's really hard to describe these devices. They are pretty close to each other. So basically, here it is, DC01. It's more powerful, it's bit more resolving, bit more mid-forward, and but you have to pay for that. So first of all, you will need balanced connection, and also you will have more background noise. So if you can re-terminate your headphones, or you have headphones with 2.5mm balanced connection, it will be a better option. Just grab it without syncing. And this one is in case when your smartphone, or sorry, with your headphones or earphones are single-ended. It's still a bit better than Hide's Sonata. Unfortunately I didn't test Hide's recent dongles, but maybe they will be good. And it's about the same level with Meizu DAC Pro, but Meizu is more natural and sounding a bit more analytical, but also it's offering more power. So basically it was iBasso DC02. I hope I will have more dongles in the future, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.